Hey, you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen. I'm Elisa, here to do a reading. I just shuffled and it's really interesting because I did shuffle, but this came out in the reading that the last reading I just did, which I'll link up here. It was called something like keep still but stand your ground for justice to prevail. That was the reading. And so it's interesting that it's still coming out. But then we also have this Knight of Pentacles. So it's like it's justice is happening, but it's like it's happening in slow motion. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. It's not like something that's going to happen, just like instantaneously. It's like going to be kind of like a slow process, but it's this is a change that's stable. So it's interesting. So underneath we got the Ace of Cups, we got the Page of Swords, we got the Chariot, and what I just got from that whole thing is that there's this cup of love coming in. There's this sort of like stalkerish energy here that's kind of being brought under control. Like this is kind of like being brought under control. So like, and perhaps by this King of Wands energy. This King of Wands has been showing up a lot. So it's almost like he's kind of in the background, sort of pulling strings on the situation. Like I just got the whole thing about if you were around in the 70s, Charlie's Angels. Like you never really saw Charlie because he was like this rich guy who, you'd only hear his voice on like the speaker because he was around, but like you don't see him because he's like high enough up the chain that like he just pulls the strings. Like he doesn't really get down in the trenches and deal with stuff, But whatever this energy is, it's kind of being brought into under control. And like like one example that I just thought of, like there's this whole Russia thing, and it's like Prigozhin, he's kind of this wild card energy, but he's kind of being brought under control, like that's the kind of energy I'm getting from that. So it's just like that is kind of part of the process of bringing justice. It's like this wild card energy that's like a stalkerish kind of disruptive energy. It's like they're surrounded and they're being sort of like contained, so that's the kind of energy I'm getting for that. We got, when I pull down the Justice card, we got the Hermit, the Ten of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. So that's really interesting because this came out, in the last reading, like this justice is coming for this person who's gone on this spiritual quest, who's like learned the lesson that they needed to learn from all of this, and so they're finally going to be able to put this burden down. There's this King of Cups here who's sort of looking at the situation. This is like a balanced, emotionally balanced king. So it's almost like this person is standing their ground, and but they're not getting ruffled, like this is a balanced king, and that's really goes along with that last message about be still but stand your ground. Like you don't have to get all bent out of shape. It's almost like the King of Cups is sort of like the winner, and he knows he's the winner, so he doesn't really need to get bent out of shape or get into the fray. Really, he just needs to like hold his position and like let things unfold, because the stalker energy is being contained in slow motion. That's kind of That's kind of what I'm getting. Like, that's a lot. It's a big message. But it's sort of like, you know, like with the Russia thing, you know, there was this drama that happened, you know, Prigozhin, he like flew off the handle, and, you know, it's more of like the downstream implications of everything that have happened, where it's just sort of like he like revealed these like fault lines, and now, you know, how people seize that opportunity, it remains to be seen. Like, it's going to play out over time, but it's like, it almost like it kind of like spontaneously revealed itself, and now, you know, it's going to play out over time. And I think also it's clear that there's this new reality that's emerging, but like the sort of power structures that were in play, you know, they're kind of gonna come down in slow motion, and there's gonna be a big power struggle probably around that, you know. So it's just like, there was a reading from a long time ago that was like, if it keeps on raining, the levee's gonna break. And it's sort of just like, you know, the message in that reading is like, you know, the levee's gonna break, it's inevitable. So, you know, don't spend your energy trying to prop it up. Like, be ready for, you want to position yourself to be ready for the new situation that's going to emerge on the other side of that. And that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. It's like the power in this situation is shifting. It's going to happen over time, and it's not going to happen quickly. So it's just like, you know, spend your energy productively, and spend it on building new, for, you know, where you see the future is heading. Okay, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. I did shuffle, but when I did the split, we got the Knight, Be Brave and Honest, and we got Lady, Enjoy Growth and Reap Rewards. So again, it's like, the truth of the situation has been revealed, kind of spontaneously, and it's just like not in the way that you could even plan for, but like there is an opportunity for growth now, that like whatever impediment has been blocking forward growth has been revealed. So it's just like, the opportunity for growth is on the horizon. Like, we can see it, so now we can plan for it. And but this isn't like really, I think, a time for action. It's a time for sort of self-assessment, and like being honest with yourself, and coming into alignment with your vision and your goals. Making plans, but not really necessarily a time for action, because there's sort of like a lot of kerfuffle that's going to happen to sort of like clear the roadway for what's coming next, and that's just going to play out slowly over time. So, you know, like, don't swim against the stream, you know, like, it's inevitable and it's happening, so just let it play out. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go, I haven't done this deck in a while, so I'm gonna go with the Curious Creatures, and see what we get here. I like how this, well, when I did the split right off the bat, I got Strength and Temperance. So 2 major arcanas. It's like, this is major, but it's like, restrain yourself, stay balanced, because it's gonna be sort of like a long, slow road, you know. So be strategic, and be thoughtful, and also be in alignment with yourself and your goals and your values. Well, the first thing that came out was the 5 of Wands, so obviously There is conflict. There is a power struggle that's playing out. This fell out right under this. It's playing out in slow motion. But again, you know, take a long range view on it, because there are some sort of like obvious inevitabilities with respect to that struggle. So it's just like, just be mindful of that and how you spend your energy. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so we have the Queen of Cups here. So it's interesting because we had the King of Cups earlier and we have the Queen of Cups here. So this, I don't know why, but this just totally gave me this Queen Elizabeth II vibe here. But this is a balanced, emotionally balanced queen. She's just has like high emotional IQ, you know, and she's kind of, it's like she's watching to see how things play out, and she's not taking action. She's just sort of what I just got is like sort of assessing the situation from afar, because again, there's like all this kerfuffle here, and then we have that followed by the Three of Cups. So I mean, while this is going on, it's like you do want to kind of like find your people. There was a reading not that long ago about how finding your people brings stability. So I think this is a moment for that. It's not a moment for action. See, this person is sort of like, it's almost like just like assessing the situation, like, and also this person is blindfolded, so it's like, and they're kind of like having this inner conflict, but they're not really engaging the world around them. This is like an internal conflict, like they are doing this assessment internally, working on themselves, you know, like and letting things settle out, you know, like figure out who your people are, you know, figure out how you align with, you know, your goals, your visions, like who your people are. But it's not a time for action, you know, because things are going to be brought into balance, but it hasn't happened yet. Like that, it's all playing out in real time. So this is a moment for planning and looking into the future, so that when it is time to move forward, you will be well positioned for that movement. That's kind of a really strong message I'm getting here. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this Work Your Light Oracle and pick some final cards. This is really interesting because, yeah, there has been a lot of movement that's happening, which is kind of surprising, you know. Okay, oh my gosh, I've never gotten this card before. But it's so appropriate. So we got the Crumbling. What are you clinging to? But this is kind of like a tower. Like these power structures that have been around, they're not gonna hold up, you know. So it's just sort of like, what are you holding on to? And, you know, like, where are you headed? Like, what is your vision for the future? You know, like, you need to come into a alignment with that internally first, and this is the moment for that. And then we have Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. So yeah, this is like the very just beginnings of like profound change. There was a reading it was like on the precipice of change, but like you see that she's just resting right now. Like she's not acting like she's just resting. She's just taking in all the downloads. And that is what this moment is intended for. So hopefully that's a good perspective to help through this tumultuous moment. It's very exciting. It's kind of like we've been sort of like almost like waiting for this forever, and like it's so funny because it's like it's finally here, but it like comes in this most unexpected way, and you like imagine that it's gonna be like this dramatic just like explosion, but it's not. It's kind of like this measured slow motion change, but it's here.